Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Rene Brent. I am Rene Brent from Rene Brent Hypnosis. I have a private practice in Maitland, Florida. I am a registered nurse for 30 years. I have been an instructor for the Institute of Interpersonal Hypnotherapy for 5 years, and I am excited to be here today. So as people join me, I'll just keep chatting and good news, it's May 1st. So exciting. We made it, right? Woo, everyone. We made it to May 1st. April is gone. What a month that sucked bigly. I just can't believe what we've all been through. So let's all just take a big breath and really just appreciate that it's May. And I have a lot of hope for, hi Melissa, I see that you made it. I have a lot of hope for May, I really do. I am feeling good this morning. I was really happy to see May show up. It's my birthday month, so I'm pretty fond of May anyway, and it's always been an incredible month for me. But I really think that the world is going to calm down, that we're going to calm down, and everything is just going to start settling, and we'll see what's in the aftermath. I am up and ready and very excited to help my clients, new clients come in and understand the power of their mind and how they can move through this. Something very interesting that I am seeing in my clients is, and the priority of my work right now, is the long-term effects neurologically and in their nervous system of this stress and this worry and this perpetuating of the unknown, this ripping away of certainty, and there are physically having issues with increased heart rates, feeling jittery, not being able to sleep. These are issues that are really indications that a lot of cortisol is running through their body, and their nervous system is kind of locked down now on fight or flight. And we always got to be looking, we always got to be aware. Because the mind, if you attach it for long enough, neurologically, right? These neurons, they like each other and they like the same chemistry. And if they just, like a bunch of magnets, connect to each other for long enough, the mind says, oh, this is our normal. This is who we are now. So Chantel says, yes, the heart rate. The heart rate, all of the physical symptoms are an indication that your mind, your brain, is saying we are in danger, we are in fight or flight. And if you do that long enough and long enough, now you have these neuron connections that automatically go to it. The mind really likes for things to be automatic, autonomic, subconscious. And as a hypnotherapist and someone who just really enjoys the science of neuroplasticity, epigenetics, and the science of the body, this is fascinating to me. But I know it's very hard. I have people who are really struggling. They're losing a lot of weight, or they're gaining a lot of weight, and they feel like they're just are not comfortable in their own skin. Maybe you can relate to that. And the work that we're doing right now is really just imagine that you're on a bunking bronco, a bunk. I love this. You know, a wild horse. And when you're on a wild horse and hanging on, right, then it's moving, and you got to show that horse, if you've ever been on a horse that's just ready to take, you got to show the horse that you're the boss. And you have to do that right now with your body and your mind. You have to hold on and let that animal know, I'm in charge, and this is what we're doing. You got to pull the reins on all of this. And we're 30, 45 days, 50 days into this, and your body thinks it's the boss. So the reason I'm doing the topic of self-hypnosis today, hello everyone, of self-hypnosis today, is because I want you to have the tools in your toolbox. It's very clear to many people that their toolbox on how to manage stress, long-term stress, is zero. It's empty. And they just kind of moved along this idea of certainty and acceptance, and many of us weren't prepared for anything outside of our norm. And when that got ripped away, it's just like, oh my God, what do I do here? And we just went to fight or flight. Your body doesn't know whether you're dealing with the aftermath of COVID or the news, or if you're running from a lion. So all today is about really just learning to pull down and calm down your nervous system, to calm down your physical body, be the boss of what's going on here neurologically and in your nervous system, in your chemistry, so you can feel better. Now, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. If you've been following me for the last 6 weeks, or even one of my clients from before, I see some of you here, that, thank you. Hale says it's bucking bronco. Thank you, Hale. I just couldn't get it out and I wanted to stop trying. So, so this is really today, self-hypnosis is really about getting in control of what's going on for you. Because I have to tell you, you cannot take care of anyone else if this is falling apart or you're not taking care of it. And like I said, we're in long-term neuro awareness. You know, it takes about 30 days for a habit. That's because you have these neurons that are connecting. But you can, the good news of all of this is you can change it. I'm having great success with some of my clients who are just calming things down. They don't feel great. They still have the same financial and they say have the same issues going on, but they don't feel like they're not in control of their body. You have to feel safe in your own being. You have to feel safe in your own body to move forward. So self-hypnosis is what we're going to talk about today, and really getting in charge and being in control. Again, if you have any questions, please just plug them in, or you can book a call with me at reneebrenthypnosis.com, a 15-minute call. I'd love to chat with you and see how you can calm down your body and mind and feel comfortable in your own skin again. Because we're moving into the aftermath of this now, and I want all of you guys to be ready. I really do. So what is hypnosis, right? Let's not talk about just self-hypnosis. What is hypnosis? Hypnosis is just a change in a brainwave. That's it. It's not magic. I'm not like some magical, ooh, there you go, out, you're gone. No, you're always in control. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. I can't make someone go into hypnosis. I can guide them. I can use some techniques that I know and have learned and teach to my students, but I can't make someone go into the state of hypnosis. So when I am leading someone in a guided meditation, or we're working on something here in my office, I'm just giving them the opportunity to relax themselves. Right? It feels good when you can do it yourself. So I want you to feel in control, in charge, and have the skill set you need. So when we're talking right now, we're in a beta brainwave, right? I won't get too sciencey on you, even though I could. Love it, love it. If you want to learn more about neuroplasticity, on my Facebook page, I made it open to public, is a great article about neuroplasticity. I would encourage all of you to click on that and read it. It's an incredible, it's well written and simple and logical, and that's my game. I love that. So go ahead. I wish I had written it, but go ahead and check that out. And so right now we're in beta, right? Unless you have screaming kids behind you or you've been busy all day, you might be a little elevated. And when we elevate into fight or flight, then we're in what's called a high beta. When you're in a high beta, you're stressed and you have the chemicals to match. When we have thoughts, our body responds with chemistry, and then we feel that in our physical body. So when you feel that physicality in your body, that's a warning sign, and you know something's going on. You know that horse is about ready to buck. So you must get on it, hold the reins, and say, no, we're doing this differently. Thank you, but no thank you. We never want to beat ourselves up. We don't want to judge how we're managing situations or all of this COVID-19 or even after this. You want to be gentle with yourself, but you want to say, no, we're doing things differently. And self-hypnosis is a very effective way to do that, because you're in charge of your brainwaves. Because if you're in high beta, like I said, your mind doesn't know if you're running from a lion, or you're worried about your job, or you're worried about your kids, or you had a disappointment, or you've now turned into where every surface that you touch seems like there's disease and death coming after it, right? I have a lot of people who have amped up a germophobia. And I believe that that's going to be imprinted in a lot of people and children as we move forward. And I'm concerned about that because our bodies need exposure. This is how we create our antibodies, right? The boy in the bubble couldn't go out because he had no resources. He had no antibodies to fight anything that came his way. This is not what we want as a society. And I want to remind all of you that you have a natural flora in your body of bacteria. We get exposure to viruses all the time. COVID's different. I'm not saying that. This is not a statement about that. I'm just saying that we need exposure to build antibodies. That's who we are as human beings, and we're set up for it. You have exposure all day long to things. If we calm down and we have the right chemistry in our body and we have balance and we're hydrated and we're eating right and we have some awareness and we calm things down, you're setting up a natural state to be able to fight off things. So it's going to behoove you really, never used that word in the sessions before, but I like it. I'm all fancy today. Just pay attention. You have to take care of this. You have to take care of what's going on and move through there. And you cannot do that when you're in a high beta. Everything, let me just tell you, everything that's non-essential to survival from running from the lion is downgraded when you're in a high beta brainwave, when you're spinning, okay? That shuts down your prefrontal cortex. And it makes it very difficult for you. If you're in that state naturally through all of this, it's probably been very hard for you to relax, maybe even to sleep at night. You might have digestive issues because your digestion is downgraded. Honestly, you don't need to be processing food if you're running from the lion. All you need to be able to do is go with energy, increased heart rate, right? This amped up. So if you're feeling all of that, you know that you're spending a lot of time in that elevated state of high beta brainwave or fight, flight, or freeze. So if you're feeling that and you might be aching a little bit, I mentioned that last week, you might be aching, your body might be aching, you may be a little bit sore, you may get extra tired even though you're doing less or you're sleeping more. It's not tired from not sleeping, it's tired from holding down all this chemistry, but also the emotions that go with that. You know, I tell my clients, you can do that. People do it all the time. I have clients that have been pushing down emotions for years, many, many years. But it's like pushing a beach ball down in the water. I mean, you can do it, but it takes a lot of energy. So you can ask yourself, am I emotionally exhausted or am I physically exhausted? Check in with your body. Spend some time there in your body and decide. Am I taking care of this? Am I taking care of me? Am I setting up a balanced state for me able to fight natural flora and viruses in my life? I promise you, you cannot do that if you've been living in fight, flight, or free, high beta all the time. It doesn't feel good. The chemistry of that is very corrosive to your body, to your vessels, to your heart, all of it. You don't want it. And you can get into something called adrenal failure, which I am seeing in some of my clients right now. And you'll need to have someone to help you with that if you're in adrenal failure and you're going, because now your body has this physicality as well as some emotional stuff going on. I hope that's clear to everybody. So if you're in high beta or beta all the time, you're not programmable, meaning, and I don't want you to think the mind as, you know, one side is conscious and one side is subconscious. It's not the way it is, but I like to explain it that way because it's easier to understand it. The conscious mind is about 5%. It's your analytical mind. It judges. If you get an idea about something and you hear, oh, it can't be that happened so long ago. This is your conscious mind holding you back. It's like, and inside the conscious mind is something called a critical factor. We create this around 10 or 11, which is kind of like an analytical filter. And it kind of protects the subconscious mind. And it's not going to let something get into the subconscious mind that your subconscious mind doesn't agree with. So it's there. So you're not programmable, because when you're in a slower brainwave, like alpha or theta brainwave, which when I mean slower just means that it's moving. The volts are slower. And when it's in that state, Now you have access to the 95%, which is your past emotions, experience, your beliefs about yourself and the world, right? This is where all our habits come from. This is where we immediately react to something. If you're moving into a pattern and a behavior that you told yourself you were going to change or move, or if you're trying to release sugar but you're eating a cookie before you even know it, guess what? Subconscious. Your subconscious doing it. It's trying to help you in some way, honestly. So in order to access and drop this wall a little bit, you have to slow down your brain waves to alpha or theta brainwave. This is what meditation or hypnosis does. I've had a couple people ask me recently, what's the difference between meditation and hypnosis? And I explain it very simply, as I like to do, make it logical, right? That it's the same brainwave. But in meditation, it's just, there's really not often a focus, it's just relax. And hypnosis, it's really often you have a goal, right? When I'm doing hypnotherapy with someone in the room, we're usually working on some kind of issue or something that they want to shift and change, or they want to gain an awareness of. And I use that. So that's our goal within hypnosis or meditation. It's just a change in a brainwave. Self-hypnosis is just a change in a brainwave. Now, I love it when I speak publicly and I ask the crowd, everybody raise your hand. Tell me if you ever think you've been in hypnosis. I'll ask you that. Have you ever thought you've been in hypnosis? And most, I would say I usually get about a third of the crowd will like do this, like they're shy about it, you know, like it's some kind of, you know, thing that's a secret. And I appreciate them raising their hand, but I tell all of them, every night when you go to sleep, you're going down through this natural brainwave to delta brainwave, which is down here, through hypnosis. So every night when you go to sleep and you're feeling your arms are heavy and you're relaxed and things are slowing down and you can still hear what's going on in the house, you are in an hypnotic state. You are in a meditative state. So every night when you go down to sleep, you're going through hypnosis, and this wall is down and you could speak to your subconscious. So you're in a natural state of self-hypnosis. You put yourself down into the state. So use it, because when this is down and the unconscious and subconscious mind is open, you're programmable. Now you can speak to your truth. Now you can say, listen, subconscious mind, I appreciate you wanting and moving me towards those cookies or that wine every night, but I'd really like for you to help me do this in a new way. Let's start talking to your subconscious mind in a new way. That's the power of self-hypnosis, is now you have access to your heart, to your truth, and what's really going on. And you have access to the neurons that are wired together. Because as we fire them together, we wire them together. We do this naturally. It's a beautiful aspect of our human body and our human mind. So, programmable. Now, and also ask it, if you're having problems sleeping, say, please, let me sleep through the night. Let me, if I get up to the bathroom, let my mind stay quiet and help me find solutions while I sleep. You can do that. Begin to talk to your subconscious mind. And guess what? When you're waking up in the morning and you just don't want to open your eyes and it's just so relaxing, it's so good there, you're in hypnotic state. You're in self-hypnosis. So also program how you want your day to go. I call this pre-programming every morning. It doesn't have to be formal. You don't have to have headsets on. You don't have to be guided. You're in a natural state. Utilize it. Use it. Tell your subconscious mind, this is what we're doing today. This is how I'm feeling. If I hear something about the virus, I'm going to just turn it off, or I'm going to remind myself that I'm safe, that my body has the ability to fight off bacteria and viruses. I will be cautious, whatever it is for you, right? Start to talk. Thank you for bringing that fear and trying to protect me, but let's do it in a different way. You understand? I want your internal dialogue to shift. Pay attention to how you're talking to yourself. I have a chapter in my book called How Big Is Your Butt, called Breaking the Ego Code. And in that chapter, I teach you how to speak to that part of you that's speaking negatively, or that part of you that has a habit or a pattern that you want to change. It's very important for us to be the boss, right, and have access to our subconscious mind. So that's it. It's a change in a brainwave. So that's what self-hypnosis is. It's just you're in charge of changing your brainwave. You do it, it does it on its own when you're in a shower or when you're driving in a car and you're zoning out. Most people don't do that because we're not taking that long of drives anymore. But when you drove and you were just like zoning out and you like almost missed your exit, right? You're in a hypnotic, slower brainwave because we can drive in a subconscious state because those neurons that I was talking about just do it automatically, right? When you're 16, you remember you like set this and you're here and okay, there's the brake there. You were very conscious of it. When you're when you've done it and you've trained yourself and now you're on autopilot around it, then we don't pay attention. We get in the car and we back up, we look in the mirror and off we go. So we don't consciously aware of driving anymore. This is what's happening with negativity or stress in your mind. Just like driving, you've now trained your brain to move into that automatically. Okay, so why is it important? Well, we talked about when you're in fight or flight, if you continue to do that again and again and again, what's going to happen to the zebra, who has been running from the lion for 12, 14 hours a day, right? It's not going to do well, is it? No. And I'm starting to see the physical effects and the emotional effects of my clients who are coming into me right now from it. So I'm doing these Facebook Lives because I want you to have access to it so you can be in charge, so you can move out of this the way that you want to in your life and feel healthy and strong and in control. Let me just say this. A lot of people are having problems with sleep. I'm going to remind you that I have a sleep meditation that takes you naturally into those brain waves at practicehappynow.com. Feel free to go there, give that website to anyone if they need help sleeping. It's kind of a natural way to slow things down so you can move into a state of sleep. But this is the truth. If you're running from the lion all day long and you're in stress and you're in constant fear and worry, it's going to be very hard to slow that down. Just quiet the chemistry of it, right? So you have to be in charge through the day. And if the only time you're listening to your subconscious mind or dropping into a more relaxed state is when your head's on a pillow, your subconscious mind's got a lot of things to say to you, and it's going to do it. Oh my gosh. I love those, Facebook memes when they're like, yeah, mine, thank you for reminding me every mistake or everything I didn't do, or every problem in a relationship that I've ever had when my head's on a pillow. That's because you're not listening to it. That's because you've been ignoring it. Your subconscious mind will start with a whisper, and if you're not listening, it gets louder and louder and louder. So you must be in charge, and you must listen through the day. I've already told you a way to do that. At night, when you're going to sleep, you're programmable. This is down. Speak to your subconscious. When you're waking up in the morning, you pre-program and you tell your mind how to do it. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. If you do not do that in the morning and you put your feet on the ground, you're in an emotional Groundhog's Day. You're on autopilot. Your subconscious mind is like, oh, okay, we're free to do what we want today. We'll just do what we've already learned, and you move into it. And by the time you get to the bathroom, you've inserted the same crap from the day before. So be on top of it. Be in charge. Be the boss. Be in the driver's seat. Okay? And you can do that through self-hypnosis. If you go to my YouTube channel, Rene Brent Hypnosis, I have a lot of techniques I've been teaching for the last 6 weeks. But one of them that I want to remind you here is that you're in fight or flight. It's also called freeze. So when you're in a freeze state, we're just trying to hide from the danger. And most of us, as human brain, we breathe very shallow, right? So if you're feeling that tightness, or you're feeling an alarm going off in your body, or just your heart rate going up, breathe. Let's all take a breath now. Let's just take a big breath in, exhale, and tell yourself to relax. This is a great way to just slow things down. I taught you the alpha sequence before, which is relax your tongue, slows down the message centers, relax your jaw, breathe. Full breath in, full breath out. This is how you introduce yourself into self-hypnosis. This is changing you into that. It's called the alpha sequence because you're changing into an alpha brainwave, and it doesn't take much to get there, I promise you. But when you drop into that slower brainwave, you're sending incredible chemistry. You're allowing the prefrontal cortex of your body to open up, of your mind to open up, so you can make decisions, so you can problem solve, so your body can relax, so you can digest, so you can feel connected to your body and your life and people and your family in a new way. So please, so what is it? Self-hypnosis is just a natural change in your brainwave. Why should you do it? Because I have to tell you, the price that we pay if we don't manage our subconscious mind can be very high. And if you ignore it for very long, as a nurse and a clinical hypnotherapist, I have to tell you, I see people with some really challenging physicality, some physical issues that have come up. Chronic pain, IBS, their asthma is acting up and they haven't had it since they were a kid. These are just chemistry of the stress, of the fight or flight, just corrosive to your body. That's why it's important. And you'll sleep better at night. And if I could get the whole world to sleep, this is my dream. The whole world is sleeping. Everyone will just be so much more pleasant and the world will be a better place, right? So I'm working on it, one client at a time. So when should you use it? Let me flip that around. I like to flip it and reverse it. When should you not use it? Why not use it? If you have an ability, I can get into a self-hypnotic state. I can drop into a brainwave in seconds. I've trained my brain. You have to train your brain. When you're doing it, your mind is never going to be quiet. Let me just say this. We live in a world, especially right now, things are not going to be quiet. You're not going to be, no one. Unless you've been a monk living in a cave for 3 years, right? Not going to happen. So just lean into it. Accept the fact that you're going to have thoughts about what you're going to make for dinner, or, oh, I got to remember to call that, or I hope the dog's okay while I'm doing this. It's okay. Let the thoughts come in and let them come out, right? We don't fight them or suppress them. Just allow them and say, thank you, but I'm doing something else right now. I've said this before again. It's like when you're on the phone and someone comes in the room, you just say, excuse me, but I'm doing something else right now. I'll be with you in a minute. That's what you do when you're meditating. You're letting your subconscious mind and your conscious mind know, I'm the boss right now, and this is what the plan is, and we're all going to cooperate, right? And if there's an objection, then you can say, I'm the boss. This is what we want to do. You have to be the boss. You have to be in the driver's seat. And if you do that again and again and again, the subconscious mind's going to quiet down for you. And if you do that through the day, you're going to sleep better. I promise you. I see it all the time. I help people go off pain, also pain medications, but also sleep medications. And I've been in like grocery stores, or I've been in meetings, and I have people come in and tell me, I had a woman before all this goes, she came up to me, and I was with a group of people at a networking meeting, and she's like, my husband goes to sleep cheat with you every night. And I just looked at her and we started laughing, and she goes, oh, I mean, he listens to your sleep recording every night and he sleeps. And thank you for that, because he's so much nicer. He's so much easier to be around. And it's like a laugh. So people tell me they hear me go to take them to sleep every night. And I love it. And humor is a huge part of my world. It always has been. It helped me move through a difficult childhood. I subscribe to humor at all, always. I have a chapter in my book called Have Fun No Matter What. And the chemistry of that is just fabulous. And I'm going to encourage you to find some fun through your day, whatever that is. Maybe it's just watching a video. I put a really cute video of a dog and a baby the other day. Oh my God, it was so adorable. Find something to chemically just shift things for you. We cannot be in this all the time. So sleep, sleep, sleep. So do it all the time. I'm going to teach you. You can now. It doesn't have to be. Listen, I do Dr. Joe Dispenza's. If you don't know him, he's fabulous. He has a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself that teaches a lot about the neuroscience that I'm talking about and the power of the mind. But his meditations are like 45 minutes to an hour. Like, that's a big commitment, right? It doesn't have to be that. It's beautiful, and some of the best awarenesses that I've had in my life have been from those longer meditations. But if you do this 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? It will help you relax, chemistry, let your body and mind settle down, and remind yourself that you're not just running from the lion. You're a human being having a human life, and you're deserving of a life where you can be calm and connect. Because if you're not in the present moment, I promise you, and you're in fear and worry, you're not connecting to the people in your life. You're not connecting to your loved ones. You're not connecting to your possibilities and your future and your gratitude. If you're not here, if you don't slow things down and move out of survival. And it's time now. It's time to move out of survival. So the other thing, so do it all the time. If you're now, I want you to listen to your body. Your body is your subconscious mind speaking to you. So if you're getting that tension or that tightness or that elevated heart rate, you know that's your warning sign. So just move into self-hypnosis. And so how do you do self-hypnosis? I'm going to teach you a technique called the alpha sequence again. Some of you know it. That's good. Always practice is good. Then you can relax and drop into the alpha brainwave. Now, self-hypnosis. You can have an intention. What is an intention? An intention is basically, this is what I tell people, is you're just like typing on the keyboard and you're letting your subconscious mind, this is what I'm working on, and you can open up all the files that are in regards to this issue. You don't have to. You can just relax and enjoy the quiet, my goodness, right? If you have a lot of people in your house, quiet is a good thing. I've done sessions with a mom in her car, with a dad out in his van, like parked somewhere. I see he's an Alaskan fisherman, and I just had a session the other day with him in his boat because all his family was home, and literally in a salmon boat, in Alaska, had a session. So go and relax wherever you can. Don't have the car on, of course, if you have a motored car, not safe, but just go where you need to go to relax and just take a few minutes. If it's the bathroom, if it's sitting in the bathtub that's empty, just do it. Take time for yourself. I promise you, everyone will be fine while you take a couple minutes for yourself. So you don't have to have an intention, but you can. When we do this today, I'm going to let you go where you want to go. I'm going to help you move into the state, show you how I do it. We'll talk about it. And then you're going to take yourself. You might find yourself in a forest. You might find yourself at a beach, one of your favorite places. Start thinking about where you want to go. And good. Gabriella in the chat just put some new, Joe Dispenza has some new shorter ones. He has a morning and an evening one that I really like too. That's about 20 minutes. So there's lots of information. Listen, if you're getting your meditations on YouTube, some of them are great. Some of them are not so great. So if you're listening to someone and you're not liking their voice, or you're not jiving with what they're saying, or you're feeling yourself restless as you're listening to them, that's your subconscious mind saying no bueno. Just drop out of it and do something else. So just relax and find a space, and no judgment. I tell people, I'm taking you to the beach. Let's go to the beach. I've taken someone to the beach where I'm telling them they're at the beach, but they've been swinging through vines in a jungle in the rainforest. It's fabulous with the monkeys and these elevators. It was great. Let your mind go where you need to go. Let your mind have some fun, being curious about what you're going to do. So, count down. So I'm going to teach you how to relax, and you're going to breathe. I'm going to lead you how to do that with the alpha sequence when you relax and go into slow. Now, something else that I do with my clients is count down from 10 down to 1. Now, I do it slowly, and I count down, and I say deep or relax. Why am I doing that? Basically, I'm boring your conscious mind, so it's because it's like a toddler. If it's too bored, it's just going to run off and leave you alone. So you can do a countdown. If it's too slow for you and you don't like it, that's okay. Find something that works for you. Maybe you just appreciate the breath. But a progressive relaxation, which is, I imagine that the energy is moving through, you're relaxing, and you go one body part at a time. And then you can do that, and that will relax you into self-hypnosis. Like I said, it doesn't take much at all. You can be reading a book and get really relaxed and be in an alpha brainwave. So it doesn't take much. Don't judge yourself. The mind comes in, just say relax. I've had days where I've been very, very busy in my brain when I've been trying to meditate. But I just say thanks and just give me, and then I just cut it short a little bit that time. And I'm okay with that. I know that I don't judge myself. Everything that I'm doing is the best I can in that moment. Now, some people go to a special place. Some people set the intention that they want to talk to their little child, their inner child. Some people just want to work on a particular issue. Some people want to calm their body. If they have some discomfort somewhere, they'll send that relaxation to that area. Just do what feels comfortable to you when you're doing it. You're in charge, you're the boss. Now, people have asked me, should I have music? Should I not have music? It doesn't matter, it's your preference. I've had people ask me about binaural beats. You can use binaural beats, but all binaural beats do is lead you into a hypnotic state. You can do that on your own. You don't need to buy a big, $200, device. You can do that. It's natural. It's a natural change in the brainwave. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. It's not magic. What's magic and is amazing and I love is when I'm doing hypnotherapy and someone's in that state, the awareness is in the shift that they have in their subconscious mind or habits. That's what I love. I have the best job in the world. So go ahead. Right now, I want you to just imagine, close your eyes for just a second. Everybody take a big breath in, clear away the conversation. We are going to move into a meditation or a self-hypnosis. So I want you to get an idea. If you want to go to a certain place, if there's a special place that you want, go ahead and do that. Take a little sip of water if you want. Now, sometimes what happens when you're getting ready to meditation, all of a sudden your nose gets itchy or your body is restless. Let me tell you this is the subconscious mind. It's very, very tricky. It's trying to trick you and distract you. So I'm going to encourage you, when you're trying to relax, not trying, you will. When you are moving yourself into a relaxed state and you start itching or something, it's just ignore it for a bit. Just say, no, I'm here. Because if you relax your body, you'll relax your mind. If your mind is very busy, this means that your heart is very busy. And this is why you need to do this more than ever. Okay? Self-hypnosis. Now, set the intention. What do you want to gain out of this? Maybe you just want to be relaxed. Maybe you want to have more energy. But as I move through this, you're going to start telling yourself, when I move through this, this is what I'm working on, and this is how I want to feel when I'm done. You're setting the intention. You're going to gain awareness, quiet the body, work on an issue, right? And just quiet down. You ready to begin? And you can decide if you're going to a special place. I'm going to show you how I lead you in. I'm going to show you how I do a countdown and a relaxation. You don't have to do both. You can do one or the other. All right, let's begin. I'm going to put some music on in the background, only because it distracts some of the noise out here. So everybody, big breath in. And what I do for people in general, is I have your eyes open and you're going to focus. One of the major things to getting into hypnotic state is distraction and focus, because we're really just trying to get around the conscious mind, right? We want it to just settle down so we can be more relaxed. So breath in, find a spot high on the ceiling, on the wall, fixate all your gaze. As you're staring there, take a breath in. And exhale, think to yourself, relax now. At the same time that you're doing that, relax your tongue, slowing down that language center. Relax your jaw. Good. Feeling everything relaxing. You're relaxing everything around this vagal nerve that comes down through your mind and your heart and your gut. So you find that spot, stay at that spot, take another breath in. And as you exhale, think to yourself, relax now. Remember, you're your own inner hypnotist here, self-hypnosis. Good, focusing there one more time, staying right there. As you're doing that, you're preoccupying your conscious mind. Breath in and exhale and relax now. Good. Focusing there. I'm going to count from 5 down to 1. When we get to 1, you'll just close your eyes. 5, fixating all your gaze. 4, staying in the moment. 3, eyes getting heavy, droopy, drowsy, sleepy. 3, feeling them wanting to close, keeping them open. 2, breath in. And 1, eyes closed. Now, if you don't want to do breaths and count down, this is what you're going to do. Relax your tongue, your jaw, and breathe full breath in. And exhale all the way to the bottom. Just do that. Stay with that. Eyes closed. You're doing great. Relax your tongue, your jaw, and breathe. This is the alpha sequence. You're in charge here. And exhale. Relax. Good. I want you to just have some awareness about what's happening. Things are slowing down. I'm speaking to you right now, so there might be a distraction, but notice that you're just a little bit more relaxed. That's chemistry. That's your brain saying, oh, we can rest, digest now. We can slow down a little bit. We're not in danger right now. We're okay. Let's go into neutral. Breathe in and exhale. Now, whenever you feel like your body is relaxing a little bit, what I like to do is look up. My favorite place to be in this velvety darkness in your eyes, look up into your night's eye. Your eye. Look up in that beautiful space in that darkness. And I like to float. Imagine looking out and expanding all the way in the periphery in front of you. Just open up and expand and allow here. And as you're doing that, again, notice, quiet. You can just be a human being, not a human doing. A permission just to be settled and relaxed. Things quiet down. I love this space. This is where you're getting clarity. This is where you're in line, where you feel all parts of your mind opening up. In that space there. Just relaxing and breathing. This is how easy it is. Self-hypnosis. Now, if you want to go even deeper, I'm going to help you learn how to do that. I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. You'll count along with me if you want, or if you just want to go for the ride today, that's okay too. But each number that you hear and you go deeper and deeper relax. And by the time we get to that number 1, you'll be far more deeply relaxed, floating in that velvety darkness. 10, going deeper, deeper, and deeper relax. 9, down, 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 letting go. Remember, we're just kind of boring that conscious mind, so take it slow. Don't rush through this part. 8, deeper and deeper relax. You're the boss. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Permission to relax. It's safe to relax here. 7 and 6, down, 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 letting go. It's safe to let go now. Take time for yourself. 5, relax, relax, relax. 4, deeper, deeper, letting go. 3, more relaxed, good, you're in charge here. Go ahead and take yourself all the way down to 1. Relaxing. And breathe as you move through. Excellent. Now, if you feel like you want to go even deeper, you can follow along on what's called a progressive relaxation that's going to relax even tension. But if I'm doing it and you want to go off to your special place, the mountains, the beach, a lake, wherever it is, you can go ahead and do that. Remember, this is only a pencil sketch for you. You're in charge. You're the boss. So in just a moment, if you're ready, we're going to relax your body even more. I like to imagine that I've just been laying somewhere in the beautiful sun, and I feel that warmth, the perfect temperature shining on my body, soaking in, relaxing me, one body part at a time. And I like to stop at the head, especially if my mind is very busy, as most of ours right now. So I want you to imagine it just soaking into your forehead and your eyes and behind your eyes, the top of your head. And I love to imagine that this energy just soaks in into all parts of my brain and my mind. And any area that's just spinning around in the same issue, and just imagine that it just slows it down or rotates it in another direction. Just imagine that it quiets and soothes and gives you permission to just settle everything down, slow down those brain waves. You're doing great. You're in charge here. And let it move down into your tongue and your jaw. Good. Now you're giving a signal to your nervous system, rest, digest, it's okay. Down into your throat. And imagine that as it opens up your throat, you give yourself permission to be the boss, to set boundaries in your life, and really know, truly know, that you're an important and valuable part of the world. That we never walk alone. Imagine that it just moves through and opens it up. And you can feel that permission to express and just be who you are. Let that move down in your shoulders and your arms, relaxing and releasing any tension or stress. Now, just imagine it flowing down. You don't have to control this. Your hands all the way back to your fingertips and back up again. Sometimes I like to imagine that I can open up my fingers and let this energy flow through and out, through my brain, and just let go of anything I'm holding on to that I'm spinning around in. You can imagine that right now if you want to, or you can just let this energy move back up into your chest. And a great imagery, so positive for your mind and your body, is imagine with every inhale and every exhale that this energy is moving through your heart. As it moves through with every inhale and every exhale, releasing anything that's in the way of you trusting your ability to handle whatever comes away. Anything that has you moved into worry and worst case scenarios, imagine that you can just let it flow through and out. It can be that simple. When we give our mind an image, an idea, it'll take care, it'll create. Permission just to release. Good. Flowing through it. That'll continue as it moves down your spine now. Your upper, middle, lower back, every muscle, nerve, fiber. Just relaxing, releasing. I like to go slow here. If you want to go faster, that's okay. Just enjoying the relaxation. Down your spine. With every breath, imagine it goes to all your internal organs, especially if you're having digestive issues, just because you're stressed and tense. Just imagine it settles everything down. Your body knows how to digest food. It knows how to create health for you if you allow it. So just imagine all this energy is calming everything down. Any part of your body that needs attention. Calm, soothe, relax. You're in charge. Beautiful. Noticing your arms and legs are even heavier now. Sinking in even deeper as it moves in your hips and your legs, your knees and behind your knees, shins, calves, feet and toes. Let another wave from your feet come all the way back up to the top of your head again. Breathe in Breathe in that relaxation. Exhale any tension. Good. You're in charge here. And now when your body's just relaxed, if you have an intention, you can go to that special place that you want. If you just want to float in this beautiful relaxation, go ahead and do it. Every sound you hear, every breath you take will relax you even more. Enjoy the chemistry. If you want to go to that special place, go ahead there. Imagine or sense it. The mind is so open right now, and it'll help you imagine, sense, or feel that you're at the beach, the mountains. I always have a beautiful vision of mountains with a beautiful still lake, and I can see the mountain reflecting on the water. There's nobody there. It's quiet. It's cool. I want you to see the colors that you see, smell the air, hear what you hear. Go ahead as I'm silent. Create that space, your space in self-hypnosis. Beautiful. And in this space, this is when you can gain awareness. If you wanted to connect to your inner child, your boy or girl, can be there with you. If there's an issue you want to work on, you can do that well. But know that just moving yourself into this relaxed state, every breath you take right now is helping you gain awareness and clarity, bringing you calm and ease to your body and your mind. And it's letting every part of your being know that you're in charge. And in this space, you have access to all your information. And I want you to be reminded of all the evidence that you have in your life, that your body is capable of finding balance and harmony and health, that you are capable of moving through challenges. I'm sure there's a lot of evidence in your supercomputer that reminds you that you are capable, that you have access. You don't have to become somebody new. You're already that person, and you just have to relax enough to let that evidence. So go find that evidence that you are enough. That maybe it's a time period in your life where you felt confident and secure. Go find it, create it. Let your body and mind feel that chemistry and emotion. Breathe. And know that you can return to this space, this place, this relaxation anytime you choose. Because all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. You don't need me. You only need to understand that you have the power within. And before we leave this relaxed state, I want you to imagine or sense that you have a big, huge bouquet of balloons in front of you, wherever you are. And you have a marker in your hand. And on these balloons, I want you to just write, sense, feel, think, have the intention. Your mind processes all the same way. Of anything that's holding you back, anything that's preventing you from feeling secure and confident and healthy. Imagine just writing it on the balloons. Maybe it's an event, an experience, a person, thoughts, behaviors. Go ahead, so I'm silent. Go ahead and write it on the balloons. And as you do, you're giving yourself permission to release it and let it go. Go ahead, so I'm silent. Trust what comes up. Beautiful. Now when you're done, I'm going to count to 3. You can continue and do this on your own, but I'm going to count to 3 now. And when I do, you're going to let go. You're making an agreement when you let go with thought or you feel it. You're making an agreement with your subconscious mind that we can release this now. If it's holding you back and you're ready to let it go, when you let it go, you know that you feel safe enough to do so. 1, feel it in your hand. They're tugging. They're heavy. 2, feeling that want and that need and that trust in yourself. Trust that you can handle whatever comes your way without this. 2, 3, and let go. Let it go and see those balloons, sense them just rising and lifting into the sky or wherever you are. Just imagine them floating and floating. And as they do, you feel, maybe there's a tingling in your body as you feel yourself releasing them, letting it go as it gets farther and farther and farther away. Let that feeling come up, that understanding and knowing and trust that you have in yourself. You're the boss. You got this. Letting it go farther and farther and farther to the sky. Floating. Perhaps thanking everything on that balloon for its lessons that you've learned, but permission to let it go. Let the wind carry it. It doesn't serve you. As it gets smaller and smaller into the sky, barely being able to see it now, feel the release in your body. Breathe now, breathe through, exhale, and in just a moment I'll count to 3 and it will disappear. And you know that you've made this agreement within, that it's okay to let it go. And you can return to this anytime you choose if there's anything else that you want. You see it? It's just a dot now. Very, very, are you ready to let it go? Good. 1, 2, 3, and it's gone. Take a breath, relax your tongue and jaw, and just step into that. Step into that awareness. This was all you. This is your mind. You create it. You can return to this whenever you choose. Every day in every way. You will get through this. You will move through it. You will get better and better. You'll be the boss of your internal dialogue, your internal sensations. You're going to trust yourself, trust your body. Move forward step by step. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. When you open your eyes at number 5, you'll be right back here, feeling that sense of ease, relaxed yet more energetic. If you want to stay in that state, you can ignore my suggestions. When you're doing self-hypnosis, you can just count yourself out or just open your eyes whenever you're ready. 1, coming back more and more the sound of my voice. 2, clear-headed about your ability to move forward. You got this. Trust yourself. Move into this natural change in a brainwave, often and easily. 3, rested and refreshed. Remember this entire session. You can do this. You got this. 4, beautiful energy. And when you're ready on number 5, eyes open. Back here. Hello, everyone. Good. I so enjoyed being with you today. I will be back next week. If you have just come at the end of this, you know that all of these videos are on Rene Brent Hypnosis YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. And contact me if you have any questions. Enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend, and know that it's May. Yay! You got this. Bye now.